Welcome back to Stock Spy. Over the last few weeks, I've been hearing a lot of chatter and recommendations about CommScope Holdings and SoundHound. These two companies come from very different corners of the tech universe, but both have been catching investor attention. So today, we're going to undercover to compare them side by side, and I'll give you a clear recommendation in the end. CommScope is a global provider of network infrastructure solutions. It products power, broadband, wireless, and fiber optic connectivity. Essentially, the hardware backbone that allows 5G network cable and internet to function. Now, CommScope has had a rough few years. Heavy debt and weak cash flow left investors skeptical, and the stock traded at depressed levels. But here is what changed in 2025. CommScope has shown real signs of a turnaround. In Q2 2025, the company reported a revenue of $1.39 billion, which is up nearly 32% year over year. And adjusted EBITDA surged almost 80%, with margins improving from 18% to 24%. On top of that, they announced a $10.5 billion deal to sell its connectivity and cable solution segment to Amphenol. This transaction is aimed squarely at reducing debt and focusing on higher margin businesses. The stock has responded year to date, significantly hitting new highs as optimism about this restructuring builds. So is CommScope risk-free? Absolutely not. The company still carries a large debt load, free cash flow has been inconsistent, and execution of divestiture is crucial. But compared to where it was a year ago, this is looking more like a company in recovery than on the decline path. SoundHound, on the other hand, plays a completely different field. Conversational AI, artificial intelligence. Their technology allows humans to interact naturally with machines using voice. You might encounter it in your car, restaurant drive-thru, or even in customer service systems. SoundHound's growth story is what excites investors. Revenue has been climbing at double-digit rates, sometimes even triple-digit of a small base. Company has inked partnership across auto industry, hospitality, and enterprise, giving it a strong foothold in real-world applications. But growth comes with its risks. SoundHound is still unprofitable and spends heavily to expand. It also competing with massive players like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. Its niche is being independent alternative, offering customizable AI solutions for companies that don't want to depend on the big tech. For investors, this means SoundHound is a high-risk, high-reward bet. If adoption accelerates, the upside could be huge, but competition on funding pressure mounts, the stock could stumble. So let's compare both the stocks directly. Industry positions. CommScope is a mature play in telecom infrastructure, and SoundHound is more of an emerging AI innovator. Financials. CommScope is regaining profitability and improving margins, but which still carries debt. SoundHound is still unprofitable, but they are growing fast. On the risk profile side, CommScope has balance sheet risk tied to execution of its turnaround. SoundHound has execution risk tied to scaling its technology in a very competitive space. On the stock performance side, CommScope has rallied sharply in 2025. SoundHound remains volatile, moving with the sentiments on AI. So here is what I think. If you want stability with a turnaround angle, CommScope looks attractive. Management is finally addressing the debt problem. Revenues are up, margins are improving. It's not risk-free, but the path to recovery is clearer now than it has been before. If you want a pure growth potential, SoundHound offers exposure to conversational AI, one of the hottest field in tech. But it's speculative to an extent, meaning you should size your position carefully. If I'm to pick one, I think CommScope would be a stronger buy right now, as it has that momentum, a credible restructuring plan, a market that still values connectivity hardware. But SoundHound is also worth watching and maybe holding a small speculative play. But CommScope offers more balanced risk reward profile as of today. So that's it about today's mission. If you found the breakdown helpful, hit the like button, subscribe for more information. Tell me on comment which side are you on, and thanks a lot for watching.